let's talk about Town's latest recruit, a goalkeeper, Alex Palmer, 28 years old from West Brom. Obviously been at West Brom since a young kid, young little nipper. And yeah, it was a position that we were looking potentially to sign because obviously Walton's injury and obviously Muric, drop of form and all that. Your opening thoughts on this?
Yeah, I went into transfer deadline day, if I'm being completely honest, thinking that for all the chat about Muric after the game on Saturday, I couldn't see Ipswich going for a goalkeeper because, okay, it's a significant groin strain with Christian Walton, but it's not like he's going to be out for months, a year, or anything like that. He will return at some stage. They've got next season in mind to think about as well, but they've obviously decided that enough's enough with Aro Muric, and they've made the move to get Alex Palmer, who is a very solid Championship goalkeeper from what I gather. Speaking to those that have watched him, I think he's had 29 clean sheets since the start of last season. He was joint with the Golden Glove with Meslier at Leeds last season. I think he's got 11 clean sheets already this season for a side that have been pretty solid. So the verdict on him is that he's a traditional goalkeeper. He's a shot stopper. Ball at feet is not his forte. So Ipswich have kind of gone back to basics. They obviously brought Muric in to be the what they thought the Hagke upgrade, someone who's going to be good with the ball at his feet and help him play out from the back. It's not worked out. So yeah, gone back to basics a little bit, I think, with this Alex Palmer signing 3.5-year contract. So it's going to be very interesting come the summer. They've now got four senior goalkeepers on their books in Palmer, Muric, Walton and Slicker. How they're going to sort all that out. What that mood is going to be like amongst the goalkeeper training unit is going to be very interesting. When Mr. Palmer joins Mr. Muric at Playford Road in the coming days, how Ipswich approach this Muric situation going forwards is going to be fascinating. So yeah, a goalkeeper in the door. Ipswich of whether Saturday was the tipping point and made them sort of act. Whether that is a panic move is for others to kind of discuss. But I think, yeah, it was hard to see a kind of turnaround from Aro Muric, psychologically, I think, after the way Saturday played out. Do you think?
Yeah, AJ, your thoughts on this? 6'3" keeper. He's a big boy.
Yeah. Again, definitely not a position that I thought Town were going to strengthen. It was one that was on the list when I was going through and picking it out. You had 4 areas, wasn't it? Striker, right winger, midfielder, and goalkeeper. I said this after the pod this morning, but I was talking to my grandma, funnily enough, who keeps up to date with all things Ipswich, mainly by listening to Ross on YouTube. And she was saying they need to get a new goalkeeper. And I said, I think of all the positions, that's going to be the least likely. And within an hour of her saying that to me and us having that debate, of course, the Palmer links come out and I'm embarrassed and can't show my face at home anymore. So, that was unexpected for sure. But understandable at the same time. Again, I do sympathise with Aro, of course, because you kind of have to on a human level still. I know there's all that debate about him. At the end of the day, this is football and it's a ruthless business, and his performances haven't been good enough. And you're now looking at a situation with where he goes from here, an £8 million summer signing, who already now we're in February, and you're thinking, does he have a future here? It's looking like no, but then
still going to have 3 years left on his contract after this one.
A long-term contract, and let's be honest, Town are not going to be in a position come the summer where someone is going to spend 8 million on Aro Muric after this kind of season. So, yeah, look, that's probably a debate more than anything for another day. In terms of signing Alex Palmer, it's back to basics. I think it's probably in Town's position better to have, well, you can be a jack of all trades and a master of none, can't you? And someone who is essentially very good at what they do in terms of being a really good shot stopper and can do, hopefully, the other side's well enough. I think that's what they need. Having just a solid, strong option there, a reliable option there, is going to be important. From what I've read, he can do the ball to feet stuff. There's a nice piece in The Athletic where they kind of talk about how important he was in that side. With West Brom a few years ago, obviously doing that in an Ipswich team that have a very different approach to football is going to be a different matter entirely. Where it leaves Christian Walton now is going to be interesting when he comes back from injury, but this is an Ipswich team that want to stay in the Premier League regardless of what happened over the weekend, and that means they need the strongest possible options in every position, and they've obviously decided that even for a short while it's not sustainable to have Aaron Muric playing Premier League games. So yeah, I think in terms of plugging that gap, it's a really good option. I think the fee, which we understand to be lots of bits thrown about, but we think it's going to be 2 million plus some add-ons that will take it up. I think it's really good for a player that's 28 that could play another 10 years realistically as a goalkeeper, that hasn't had a lot of top tier or top level experience. Even at the Championship, he's fairly inexperienced, but from when he has played, he's been excellent. And as a person, I've done a profile piece that will go out on him tomorrow morning, 6 a.m., also in the 2 papers that we do. But as a person, he comes across as the right kind of person as well. Someone that appreciates the journey that he's been on, been at a variety of different levels, played from National League North all the way to the Championship in the space of just a few years. I think that's great. And yeah, the fact he appreciates his journey, I think, means that he'll fit in with this group. And I'm happy to have him.
He's got lovely teeth, though, which he shouldn't be having when he's a goalkeeper. You're jumping around and diving, mate. But that's just my little thing I looked at. I was like, lovely teeth, mate. But as a goalkeeper, you've got to be crazy. You've got to be jumping, having teeth knocked out. Maybe he has just got implants and stuff. But anyway, Stu, yours, Ad?
Oh, that's a very good point, Ross. I like that. I can't remember what I was going to say now. That's all right. Yeah, Alex has said sort of in there that I guess we'll kind of segue on to other areas of the team, which are wanting to make sure they're well stocked in all areas. They wanted to make sure they're well stocked in the goalkeeper department. I guess they haven't ended up well stocked in other areas of the team, which is probably then the bigger concern for a lot of people.